Last and certainly not least, a man who really does need no introduction, but I'll do one anyway. Jim Marion has been a commercial real estate agent for over 30 years. We won't get to how many over 30, just over 30. Okay. In 1991, he and four partners formed Chapman Lindsay, and they've sold over $600 million in commercial real estate since that time, most of which is in land. Jim has served on the Professional Standards Committee for the Arizona State Association of Realtors for the past 20 years. And locally, he's the current president of this organization, and he's here today to speak to us about the land market.
Only because none of my competitors want to, so you're stuck with me. So the land market, it's best summed up that it's improving slightly. Permits, we're bumping along again this year. We're going to be in that 2,200, 2,400 range again. Same old is the hottest corridors, which remain the Tangerine corridor. The jewel there is certainly Dove Mountain, where they've developed over 500 lots in the last 3 years. The Northeast has been a bright spot. There are a number of new subdivisions up there. A.F. Sterling at Bear Canyon and Snyder. Pulte is down there on Tanque Verde. Maracay just broke ground at Harrison, just south of Snyder, and Pepper Viner at the Wrightstown School. So that's good to see. The new home prices are trending up slightly. Absorption is bumping along. Given our current job and population growth, it's okay. It certainly could be better. Two notable transactions I want to talk about really quick this quarter. The big one was the Saguaro Bloom purchase by D.R. Horton up in Marana. It really shows a lot of confidence that a national builder has in taking down quite a bit of lots. The other deal that just went into escrow, or I believe it's in escrow, is the city concluded their auction on their property on Houghton Road. It was very interesting to see. I think there were 7 or 8 bidders there, not only national builders along with the usual investors that are out there. And so Matabee Homes was awarded that contract, and it's going to be real interesting to see what they do. So I want to break with something that I've never heard anyone, including myself, talk about related to land. It's something that's off the radar screens, but I think it's something that's very significant in the marketplace, and that is the small parcel land market. This has typically been a very active market for Tucson because, let's face it, we're not a big destination place for huge businesses and whatnot. So small land deals in my 30-plus years have been a big piece of my business. Not so much total commission dollars, but as far as numbers of deals. And this hole we've been digging out of here this last 5-6 years has been extra hard on the small guy, the small investor, the small builder, the small business owner. And so this market has absolutely been pounded. There have hardly been any transactions at all. And people like I, who have had listings for just about ever on some of these pieces, have gotten some customers now who are finally just had it, and prices are just collapsing. I mean, unbelievable. Here's 3 specific examples, and there are many more. One, about 20 years ago, I did a deal with the RTC at Irvington and Midvale. It was an 8-acre parcel at the traffic-lit intersection of Irvington and Midvale Park Road. Sold it for $1 a square foot. In just a couple years, we carved out an acre corner for a quick trips deal that is now a Circle K store at $7. Nice pop. We then, 5-6 years later, sold for $5 a square foot the Rose Academy with no frontage. And my owner there wants to just get out and say goodbye to that parcel. He's had it long enough. Frontage on Irvington, right off the intersection. It's got the access. We have, in the last 4 years, dropped the price from $6 to $5 to $4 to $2.50 a square foot. We have some activity, but that's a plunge on list price of 60%. Number 2, in 2003, a local financial institution here purchased a 2-acre parcel on Oracle Road at Greenock in Oro Valley. They wanted to land bank a future site there. A couple years later, a better location up in Steampunk opened up, so they purchased that, and they decided to sell this parcel that they paid $6.50 a square foot for. They put it on the market. It was a soft market for a little over $4 a foot, no activity. They are now down to $1.99 a square foot hard zone commercial. And as I was writing this, that's a plunge of 75%. That's a John Yarborough listing. He's here today, and he just went into escrow on it. So congratulations, but 75%. One last one, a listing that Pat Welkert has. It's an 8-acre site that's at an interchange, an interstate interchange. This used to be hot land that we could sell in no time. Okay, not the best location, Aravica Road and I-19, but it's still right off the intersection. 8 acres, was $160,000 was the listing price about 4 years ago. It's gone down to $120,000, $101,000, $80,000 was the list price. 2 weeks ago, he's down to $65,000 per acre off an interchange. That's a drop of 60%. There's still no activity. The bottom line is, as we know, at some price point, stuff is going to sell. And I believe real soon some of these deals are going to get off the books, resetting the market. It's been impossible to appraise this stuff because of the lack of comps. And hopefully when we get back to a more atypical land market, on the residential end, we should be popping 4,000 to 5,000 permits per year, which we're still not doing. People who, opportunistic investors who snap up these low deals, I think are going to make a chunk of change. So thanks for listening. That concludes our Brokers Roundtable. Steve, thanks for doing that. Again, a reminder, the history on the building that I failed to mention was put together by Baker Peterson Baker Appraisers, is available up front to pick up. Leave your business card if we run out of copies. We will wish you happy holidays. Look for your renewal form, and we'll see you next year. Take care.